5 subs from Hello from the Queen side. Thank you for those. For the mega yacht. You see, some people care. Some people know that these chess boys deserve a mega yacht. Thank you very much. Hello from the Queen side. And MSXYR got one. Beauty. All right, let's lock in. G Madrid on top of that. To Jovius. We're here on Kick, building habits. Let's get into our first game. You guys know what we're doing. E4. The knight comes out. At its core, level 2 habits. It's just level 1, hopefully, plus some good tactical awareness. What is this? Literally, what is it? I'd like to know. What is it? I'd like to fix my king. I mean, I should be playing in the center, playing d3. Those moves make the most sense. I mean, this is just crazy. Okay, gonna take. We're gonna get our knight into the center. You guys know. I mean, bishop takes f2 is just madness. Rook's coming into the middle, and obviously, most important thing, if your king's ever displaced like this, try to replace it on the square that you know and love right there. Oh, let's get that trade in, and obviously king back. All right, let's just get our other bishop out here. We also have maybe h3 to play. Don't want to forget your snorkel. Even if you got an escape square here, don't treat that as completely reliable, right? You still want to keep this habit up. Don't forget about it. Okay, there's a trade here, and our bishop needs to move. Can't really go to either one of these squares, so that means we're probably just going to move it here. Okay, that's yet another trade for us. The queen's going to come into the middle here, and, well, that's unfortunate. If I take that, I'm getting 5 points, which is a rook, and I'm losing 9 points, which is queen. So I'm going to have to move our queen out of the way here. I guess we'll stay central with queen back. I mean, kind of sucks. Not too proud of this move, right? I don't know. I just couldn't really move to any of the squares I'd want to, and I didn't want to stray too far from the center. Okay, that's a trade, though. All right, and, well, I can't really get that that rook over, right? So I guess, maybe it's time for the RPMs. Okay, go ahead and take that one and hit him with the RPMs. Always the trades. Okay, running out of the RPMs. Slowly but surely, folks. Okay, I mean, can I really get this rook into the middle? I can't. I could offer to trade the queens, though. This is a very reasonable idea. Offering to trade the queens, I do like. But if I'm being honest, the bishop has been lackluster. It hasn't been hitting the center. I feel that this kind of completes our development. But I was really looking at, queen maybe to b1 or something. Okay, obviously we're going to trade. My poor rook hasn't joined the action. I feel bad. The bishop's hitting the center. Queen would love to take this pawn, but we're going to lose the rook, and we can't be hanging that. Cannot be hanging that. So what are we going to do here? I mean, I like the bishop, but I can't really move my queen at all. So I guess move the rook over to b1, hit the queen, try to get my queen into the center. Queen to e2, obviously a trade we're going to take immediately. Anytime there's a pawn, rook in front of it, especially finally getting my rook to the middle. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Okay. Of course, we want to trade. And he actually, he wants to trade as well. We'll bring our king up a little bit. It is the end game. And of course, we want to use our pieces to attack our opponent's pawns. And so bishop here, it must happen. Take that pawn, and of course, bishop back into the center. Push the pawn. There's nothing in front of it, and would you look at that? Our very simple endgame principles were all applied. All three of them, actually. Right? Number one, bring the king to the middle and get trades in. So we kind of did that at the same time. This endgame was like the perfect example of why habits is helpful. So we brought the king into the middle, and we got trades. And then we continue to bring the king in the middle. So king to the middle, trades, right? Then apart from that, always attack your opponent's pawns with whatever pieces you have left. In this case, there's the pawn you want to attack. Go do it with that bishop. And then once you have a passed pawn, you just push it. If there's nothing in front of it, blue skies ahead, send it. That's all we did there. King out, went for trades, king in the middle, attacked the pawn, retreated the bishop into the center, and then pushed the pawn. Plain and simple. Wasn't too bad at all. Someone was saying, hey, make sure you bring over that that fiddle command. Yeah, sure. I got you. I got you. There we go. How do you get invited to the yacht? G Madrid. What are you saying? We might have to name a cabin after you. Your circle membership. That's always a good way. Everyone's circle membership just has a nice little computer chip right above your earlobe. So we're just able to scan that and get you right on the yacht. Exactly. Huge awesome brain 69. That's the plan. Yeah, it'll be a massive, massive yacht. Probably about the size of a speedboat. Hello, Piano Josh, JMC. Not a bad start. We won the first game of the day. It's always tough. But what did we do here? Not much, right? Guy just gave us a bishop. What was this? Nonsense. Even though it's nonsense, you still have to know what to do against it. And I think pretty good advice, bring the rook into the middle. Obviously focus on your habits, but keep in mind that tucking your king away is exactly what you want to do. ASAP. That entire game may have been level 1, yeah. We didn't really have any big tactics that we did. Yeah, just because we're on level 2 doesn't mean we use all of the new things, right? Everything was different this game because the guy sacked a piece, so we didn't really have to do anything special. All right, we're up against Big Vinny. Knight f3. The other knight follows. The bishop's coming out. Oh, not quite. Bishop e6. Now, we may get to utilize something for the first time here. This is special. Develop more aggressively. Well, this is the perfect example. Normally, we would play d3 just because we can't put the bishop there. Here and here. In this case, we don't just need to play d3. We can enjoy d4, right? And our knight can take it back. Now, at least, and by the way, we'll still stick with the habits here, trading pieces. Now, when our bishop goes to d3, it's not in front of a pawn. So it's completely okay. You just never want to do this if there's a pawn there. Never. Right? Okay, we'll castle. We still got h3 happening. our snorkel, and all we did was just adjust. Instead of play d3, a little more ambitious, a little more aggressive. Pawn up to d4. Get this bishop out, hitting the center. The rook will come, the queen, the rook, and I'm pretty happy with that position. Got our snorkel, bishop's out, queen up, rook's coming over to the middle, of course. Looking great. Rook d1, straight into the middle. And we've pretty much done everything here. Everything we need to do. Time for some RPMs over here, and that's about it. Okay, see this? That's of no consequence to me. RPM, random pawn move. Your new favorite thing to remember. Okay, that's a nice easy trade for us. Don't really need to think about it. Hit that RPM while we can. Oh, geez. Pawn to d5. Okay. Interesting move there. If I'm if I'm counting it out there, it's not exactly not exactly mathing. I'm gonna take it, and I guess we're just gonna keep hitting him with the RPMs. What is this? Hello? Pawns capture this way. I'll take it. What on earth is going on here, guys? Well, we're going to keep up with the RPMs here. You thought we weren't trading bishop for knight? No, that's just when we're pinning. You know, if I play a level 2 move, like getting my bishop out here, and I'm pinning a knight, I'm just not going to be giving it up for nothing. But obviously, habits still apply. So if there's a trade, I'm just going to make a trade. Don't get confused as you get to level 2. That's the main thing that'll happen to you. You think you're learning something and you apply it incorrectly. Takes. We have no more RPMs. I feel like getting a knight into the middle of the board is pretty smart. Also opens us up for yet another RPM. Also, a good idea, you guys know, is to just double the rooks, right? Okay. Come with this other RPM here. Random pawn move. Bishop captures c5. And, you know, while we do have a trade here, fortunately, my hawk-like vision is able to show me a nice little pin. Lined up on the C file. Our opponent hits us with bishop f2. We're going to hit them with the I don't really care, right? We can take this with literally any of our pieces. Every single one would be good. You wouldn't be making a mistake. All I can say is it probably makes the most sense not to use your king. I mean, the queens are still on the board. I'm a little bit nervous having my king out there. The backwards knight move is not for everybody. So I would say using the queen makes sense. Okay, rook takes in the middle. Maybe we can do that idea of doubling up. The nice thing about this move, I was going to say, is although it looks like we're doubling up here, we can also double up here. I wouldn't say knight takes bishop is illegal according to any of the habits, but queen takes seems to make the most sense to me as the most obvious move to play. Okay, our opponent's thinking here. Queen to a4. What is happening now? Anybody got a move for us after this one? Anybody got a move? Yeah. Fork. Ouch. That's a new habit, baby. And boy, is it coming in handy. New habits. Wake up, babe. New habits just dropped. This looks really tough to deal with. Probably just got to go back, honestly. The habits are making us look invincible right now. Guy's probably like, what the hell? Let's take that. And we can even use yet another tactic. Discovered attack. This game was great because I feel like it featured just about every tactic that there is. Truly. Here, I don't think there's a move you could make that would be wrong between these two. We lost 5 points, and we might lose more, but I think the low ELO brain can only process winning a queen. So we must take this. And the guy proves my point perfectly. Instead of maybe taking the rook, he takes the queen. The low ELO brain cannot comprehend anything except winning the queen. You can't blame him. Obviously, rook for queen feels good. But 9 points for the queen, 5 points for the rook, and he could have got 5 points for free. Bishop's hit. Let's just go back somewhere here. We could have gone into the center. That would have been probably a nicer move, but I feel like we're going to make it into the center no matter what. Bishop is hit. Stay central. I'm not too worried about this. King into the middle if we can. Don't mind our position here. We bring our king up. Probably just going to use my pieces now and attack our opponent's pawns. King, just stay central. Attack our opponent's pawns. Move out of the way. Right? And pretty much the exact same thing that we did last game. Obviously, we're going to trade that. There we go. Obviously, we trade that, and we'll bring our queen back into the center of the board and try to take our opponent's remaining pawns here. Let's take this, and oh my goodness, he resigns. No, but this is what I mean. This is absolutely insane to do. 11.6 seconds at 700 ELO. Don't you dare resign here. Like, I was just saying how my plan was to go take all my opponent's pawns. Like, already I could be walking into a position that's not correct. Like, can you imagine? Okay, we have to come up with what? A sample variation here. King G4, I take the pawn. King G3, I want to take the pawn, so I give a check. King here, I take the pawn. You know what I mean? Like, what on earth are you doing resigning? Don't be like this guy. Don't be like Vinny. Make sure to never resign. It will serve you well. Because 11.6 seconds, personally, I don't think there's a guarantee we win this game. Not at all. You drop material, even early in the game. Do not resign. Very good habit is to keep your stick on the ice. But obviously, I'm not complaining, right? I'll take that. All we did was keep that queen in the middle. Are you seeing how powerful our endgame habits are? Now, I'd like to think that most people here would be capable of winning this, right? Of course, lots of time. We got ton of extra pieces, but it's just nice to rely on the habits. You know, bring my king in the middle if I can. Use my bishop to go take this pawn. Could have also used my rook, but it just seemed like the bishop was easier. Take it, back out of the way, stay near the center, and just push. Like that, when you're up a ton of material, that's the game plan to win. Vinny is most definitely not part of the circle, and Latinum, we are also going to be noting down his name so that in the future, if we see Vinny trying to apply for a circle membership, he'll just get denied on the spot. And we've also managed to track Vinny to the point where, you know, if Vinny gets married down the line, he has kids, they won't be allowed in the circle either. We want to keep the circle safe from any habits that Vinny is trying to impart. Hello, Tim. I assume that you witnessed the blasphemy here. A resignation from Black. Absolutely zero faith in myself to pull this one off. Can't believe against a 700 anyone would consider resigning here. Come on now. But we all know better. And that makes me, you know, sleep good at night, knowing that everyone in the circle does know better. Let's continue. Okay, we're against the Frenchman. Pawn to e4, knight to f3. Obviously our other knight out. I think you guys know the next move, right? Bishop out. And always capturing towards the center makes things much easier. You know, you just don't need to think about anything, right? Okay, knight f6. Don't mind securing my center pawn here ahead of castling. As we ease our way into level 2. Snorkel! So that we can breathe. Bishop attacked. Into the middle. Not going to forget our basic habits. Take this. And rook into the middle. Looking good here, guys. Bishop. It has a new square that we could consider. Bishop to g5. And oh boy, that would be something special. Bishop g5. Pinning the knight. Shock. Now, not this one, obviously. But between these two moves, I am looking at this one and thinking, okay, there might be something there. But first, of course, let's take. This might help us decide. Okay, there comes the knight in. And, you know, there's no pin anymore. So we could still play it, but probably not as good. So instead, I am just going to go here. Usually I would say the aggressive development makes the most sense when there's a knight there, of course. Okay, queen needs to move. Okay, I'd like to bring my rook into the middle, but I can't quite do that. So I guess we start the RPMs already. Let's go for it. RPMs. Unstoppable. Okay, we got a recapture here towards the center. It's here, A. Petkov. Brought it over for you, bud. All right. Knight goes back. I think we stick with our RPMs. Snatch that up. Remember, I mean, Knight takes here is obviously not really going to bother us. Rook over. I think we stay RPMing. We stay RPMing. Okay, let's keep it up. RPMs. They're way too strong. Random pawn moves. Don't have to think. Into the middle we go. All right, is it finally time, folks? Finally bring that rook into the middle. Feels good, man. Wait, what? Ah, well, that explains it. He must be on level 2 as well. Forgot. I thought I was the only one on level 2. Well, the queen needs to move. You attack me. I attack you. Also stay in the middle. Best I can come up with. That hurts a little bit. Not gonna lie. Does hurt. Queen takes h3. Well, I'm the kind of guy that's just going to finish off the RPMs and call it a day. Okay, queen needs to move. I guess stay central. h6. You got to respect the snorkel there. We'll continue. Get that pawn up. a5. Well, we have pretty much taken care of all of our RPMs. I can't say our king is thriving at the moment, but you know, we're down material, so there's not much that we can do. I don't really know what to recommend here. We can get our rook into the middle. Just kind of stack them up like this. Best I can think of at the moment. Okay. Pushing that pawn. Starting to get mildly concerned. Mildly. I guess we could go. Put that rook in front of it. It's kind of turning into one of those runaway pawns that just want to stop before it gets too dangerous. But I'm not too sure. Okay, queen's attacked. As always, I mean, I think we just play the center game here. Queen's hit again. It's getting annoying here. I guess we'll just kind of stay close to the center. Center adjacent. What's he got for us here? Can't say our position's great, but our stick's on the ice and might be worse, but just trying to let the habits take us home. Holy, okay, he can't stop. He won't stop. He is attacking me like hell. How are we going to stay close to the center? Well, we do have a few options here. I would say this one stands out. this one stands out, and maybe this one, just because they all at least attack some of these central squares. And in terms of the available moves, I think those are the ones that would be good here. I think in terms of the center, I'd probably say that this one does make the most sense. Okay, we go here. Queen takes f3. I mean, at this point, I really don't like the idea of taking. That's the thing, right? We take, and it just feels like we're so far away from the middle here. But I guess I don't really like this move. I'm not sure what else to do, to be honest. Oh, hey, blunder the rook, amateur hour. All right, what shall we do? What shall we do? Oh, buddy's really in the think tank here. Look at him go. Thought all that time and just brought the queen back. Buddy, huh? What was that? My guy had 17 seconds. He just made one more move and that's it. I mean, is it that easy to win? You just got to keep your stick on the ice. We didn't do that much there. Sat there and let him flag. Another dub for the 700s. Not bad at all. It was a good move by him, by the way. Well above his level. Rook takes e3. Love the move. But all he needed to do was bring the rook down, and that would have made all the difference. So it wasn't the avocado sweater. I'm trying to prove the haters wrong. I've been telling you guys, it's been the habits the whole time. I think there was can't remember what the book was called, but you know, it's one of those like children's books that's supposed to teach you an important lesson, maybe about like manners or morals, or just, you know, just kind of point something out but explain it to kids. And I'll never forget it. It was a book about a four-leaf clover. I'll not remember what the book was called, but you know, it's like this kid who's like picks up this four-leaf clover and he wins all his baseball games as a result. And he's like, holy cow, this was the luckiest day of my life. Like, I found this four-leaf clover. Can't believe it. He kept it with him every single game. And then all of a sudden, he lost it. He lost the four-leaf clover. His luck had run out. He's like, man, this is terrible. He started losing all his baseball games. He couldn't play anymore. And then, can't remember. I think it might have been his friends. It might have been his family. They were like, you know what? Don't worry. We found your four-leaf clover. The big game is coming up. The finals. But don't worry, because we found your four-leaf clover here. They give it back to him. He starts playing like he couldn't believe it. You know, he's back. He's on top. He's hitting everything. Home runs, grand slams, you name it. And then, of course, during the final game, it's revealed that he doesn't actually have a four-leaf clover. It was just a three-leaf clover with an extra clover that his friends put in to remind him that it wasn't the four-leaf clover that was giving him those powers. It was him the whole time. So that's like us with the avocado hoodie, of course. That's the parallel here. Feels strong, man. Yeah. Just right in the hits you right in the chest, doesn't it? There's no stopping mate after rook d2. Well, rook d2 is the top engine move here, but it's quite funny. Because it's the top engine move because of this. Like because it's a stalemate. You can't take it. If you take it, it's a draw. But now there's no check left where black's pieces stay on the same squares. So a nice obvious win for black there, rook d2. Sure, everyone would have spotted that one. Is stalemate not a draw? Your question confuses me. Is stalemate not a draw? No, I think. I think no is the answer. It's a tough one. I feel like I just did a riddle. Let's go to the next one, 777. Did we hit the jackpot? Yes. We're learning habits. This is a jackpot in terms of education. Would I ever sign a chessboard on c4? Absolutely not. I sign on h5. That's my square. Let's go. It's Hector. Okay, let's match him in the center here. The knight. Come with our knight and familiar. We've gotten good at this though. I don't let it phase us. Immediate queenside snorkel so we don't deal with that. Knight's out. Bishop. Oh, I was going to say bishop out, but we can't go there. So let's use some of our new habits and maybe go a step further. I don't know about this. I feel uncomfortable already. Oh, we can take and double the pawns, and it's not pinned anyway, so we'll go ahead and do that and bring the pawn up. Obviously get our other bishop out. Now I feel like it's back to normal. Okay. And we want to get castled here. Oh, red dot. Think we might know our next move here. Wow, someone just got a chess.com membership. You love that. You gotta love that. Who was it? Someone in chat? Maybe someone watching on Chess TV. ! Premium. Good stuff. Helping support the chessbrah mega yacht. All right, well, considering the red dot here, I'm going to immediately move this. follow a habit that we sort of came up with together. Man, this had been, pretty tough to deal with. Okay, make sure to get that snorkel in nonetheless. The rooks still want to come to the middle. And there's a trade for us, so, don't mind if I do there. Rook on into the middle. Exclamation mark fiddle. Okay. Very interesting from Hector. I'd love to bring the rook into the middle, but I think I'm about to play a rather lame move just out of, the fear of my king. I mean, if he's doubling up, I feel like I got to add a little bit of support to this pawn right here. And at all costs, if I can avoid the double snorkel, I always will. Sometimes it's necessary, but I think at this point, we got to play a little defense. Man, I am not enjoying this position, though. I castled into that open line, and basically I've hated my position ever since. But we're going to try to be as habitual as possible. This move is very off script for us, but you know what? Got to take care of your king. Most important, you're going to lose the game if you get mated. So we'll do this just to protect. Maybe just start with the RPMs next. That's the best I got. There we go. He's gotten the snorkel up for himself as well. Respect. Okay, red dot. Red dot? No. Well, good talk. This is what I call an unavoidable red dot. Okay, well, we know we're supposed to move away from this, but we literally can't. So I suppose if we lose, we lose. Took forever to get to 700. Now we're flying towards 800. I mean, that does make a little bit of sense, right? We unlocked new habits at 700. I hope that we get, a little more going on here. All right. What else do we got? I've had bad experiences putting the knight on the side of the board. I want to move my knight so we can continue the RPMs, random pawn moves. But I'm going to stay central. I can't go here, can't go here. I have no more RPMs to make. So I'm going to make a move that is, at the very least, central and opens up my pawn. All right, queen move. Don't really have an option to go central there, so I'll just do this one. Okay, time to push our pawn here. RPMs, 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 RPMs. Very annoying, this this rook there, but hey, do what you got to do. Bring our knight back. This has not been a good game for me. The knight back at least controls those central squares again, so that feels pretty good. Our opponent's been playing pretty well. He kind of made some initial threats against our king, and then he hasn't gone back there, so I'm kind of waiting for that. Okay. Obviously, we will take. Every take, capture, trade, you name it, I'm there. Sign me up. Sign me up. Whoa. Lil bro just used the entire width of the board? What the heck? That's impressive. The vision. I guess we continue with the RPMs here and hit him with this one. Dang, that's impressive. Knight in here. Okay, let's just take that one. We got a trade to make. And we can follow up with that capture there. With any pass pawn, as soon as it starts pushing up the board, I think we know you have to get in front of it. So rook to a8 certainly makes sense. Rook needs to move. I'm feeling like just grabbing this pawn here. Can't be bad. Let's go. Man, he's playing well. I'm trying my best here. My king is so far away. I'm really not feeling good about this position. I guess we'll bring our rook into the middle, but I think my next idea just has to be bringing the king back in. This feels terrible. Okay, he's allowing me to take this one, and it is a fork. So maybe this is manageable after all. Okay. Hang on, that's a free knight. Oh, okay, I suppose that's true too. Let's go ahead and take this. I'm taking all the pawns. I'd love to activate that king net. What? That's a free rook. What's little bro doing? Okay, so he blunders a rook for free, and then now he blunders a queen for a rook? This guy's terrible. Okay, we got our snorkel here. Make sure to take our opponent's pawns. And now I think it's time, you know, king out. Make sure to push our pawns. So we're going to try to do everything, right? Maybe we could just put this rook into the middle of the board. It's obviously where we want our king. And then at that point, we just want to use our pawns and go up the board. Okay. Try to save this. Put our rook into the middle, nice and safe. A trade. What? A trade. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Put our queen into the middle. We have another pawn. The trade is super helpful. Oh, and we are less than 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So let's make sure to get some pre-moves going. Nice, easy pre-moves all the way to victory. Wow, look at us go. Under 10 seconds, pre-move to victory. Flawless, absolutely nothing to be concerned about in this position. Wow, I really enjoyed how those queens went up the board. And yeah, it worked out perfectly. There was nothing to be afraid of. Pre-moves at the end. If you're having trouble checkmating, boy, do I have a checkmate for you. It's the ladder. It's the ladder. Right? I'm just covering every square here. So eventually when I go again and go again, the king is going to be forced down into a checkmate position. So all the way back here, it's unstoppable. The king can go anywhere. But eventually, I'm taking this and this. When I go here, obviously I give this up. But the king can't go that way anyway. So now I'm controlling this. And then when this queen goes here, the king can't cross that. So now I'm controlling this. And this, and this, and this, and this. And you can see how every single square will eventually be covered. And that just works out perfectly, doesn't it? So there you go. Nice little tip for you. especially at the end when you're low on time. This is where those pre-moves come in handy. The ladder checkmate with 2 queens, so easy to do. Line them up diagonally and it can go in any direction, right? We could go here. We could go here. Doesn't really matter. You could go here. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. You have to go towards the king. But either one of these will do. That's right, learner. Nothing to worry about. We can keep using this forever, probably all the way up to 3,000 ELO, and I don't see any problems with it. All right. Let's move on to the next one. 7-8-5. We're going to meet him in the middle. Here we go. Oh, don't mind if I do. Little free pawn ski for me. Okay, knight needs to move. Obviously, we check the middle first. Take the most advanced square possible. He's putting a pawn in the middle. Honestly, I feel like I need to match because we have no pawn in the center right now. Got to get in there for some representation. Oh, sneaky guy. I took my pawn back. Okay, no problem. We're going to get both of our knights out. We're going to stick with the habits here. Bishop out, right? I want to get my pieces out, but remember, my bishop can't go to the 2 squares that it wants to go to. So I guess we kind of have to go here. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. There's nothing happening there. So sadly, this is the only square I've got for this bishop. Okay. Got to get castled here. Of course, we want our snorkel with h6 to be played. We have a trade here. Go ahead and take that one. We have a trade here. Go ahead and take that one. And we'll get the snorkel in. We want to get the queen up. Of course, the rook's in the middle, and I don't mind this position at all. This looks pretty nice. Okay. Got everybody in the middle here. Putting the queen there. Have absolutely no idea what he's doing there, so let's go for the RPMs. Okay. Take this one. RPM, RPM, RPM. Whoa. What's my guy doing here? Pawn to A4. What is he, allergic? Didn't want to take me? Didn't want to take me back? All right. All right. It's fine with me. Knight in the middle. No. The middle. No. No. Side of the board is a last resort. So fuck me, I guess. Not proud of it. Hey, take care, President Greg. You have a BBL in an hour? Sounds good, man. Good luck with that. All right, Queen D3 played. Let's continue with our RPMs here. Let's go, let's go. Okay, obviously we gotta take. We gotta take, we gotta take, we gotta take. We gotta take again. my knight. I'd love to get into the action. What the heck? Can't even move here. Dude. I can't move this bishop. I can't double my rooks. This is... Why is it... How is this position so bad? I thought... I thought I was kind of doing well here. Okay, maybe now we could put the bishop here. It is kind of a pin as well, so I certainly don't mind that. But yeah, I couldn't double the rooks on the e file. Couldn't double it on the d file. My knight is literally trapped. My bishop can't move anywhere it wants to. So we decided to play rook c8 and hit the queen. I feel like that was the best that we could have done there. Bishop c5. Okay. Obviously, we do have a pin here, so don't need to take this right away. I think following the... it's not really like one of our typical pins of moving the bishop there, like in the opening. So I wouldn't... I think it gets too confusing to think about, oh, is this one of those pins where I should take or should not take? To keep it really simple, if it's one of the ones in the opening, then I would be mindful maybe not to take unless there's a reason. But otherwise, I think we have to just keep trading pieces or it's going to be way too complicated, right? We don't want to overcomplicate things for us. All right, red dot. Red dot. Let's get the heck out of there. Okay. I don't know what that is. I guess we'll just capture towards the center there. Okay, bishop into e5. Bishop into e5. Boy, you got some ideas here. Well, you know, I can't bring my knight in. I move my bishop, and I feel like I move my bishop in order to double my rooks. So let's just go with that plan of doubling up the rooks here. Just a nice, easy plan of doubling up. Okay, does this. We can bring our knight back into the action, and it is definitely a little bit of a fork as well, so not complaining. That was helpful, right? We needed that. Knight fork. We might not win material here, but it certainly looks like a good habit to form. The knight literally attacking every central square possible. And we get an exchange. This is everything we want in a move and more. Double red dot. I don't know. I would say the red dot technique really applies just to something down the G file on our king. Usually heavy pieces like rooks, queens. Okay, goes here. We're just going to take this free piece in the middle. That was an unusual move there. Okay. Take that queen back. And remember, pass pawns, just get right in front of them with the rook. That's usually what we recommend. Of course, stack the rooks up. They're very powerful like that. King into the middle, RPMs. There's so many different ways that you could approach this position. All, I think, are completely valid. All are ideas that we've discussed before when it comes to the endgame. Stack the rooks up, right? Attack the pawn. Bring the king in. We're not going to leave our king this far away. These should be the next moves. There we go. Okay, maybe a pass pawn push as well. A little RPM never hurt nobody. There we go. RPM, RPM. All right, let's trade that one. Kings in check. This is actually awkward. I guess we're going to go here. Dang. Somehow we lost a piece there. I don't really know what occurred. Okay, let's go for a check there and bring our rook into the middle, offer a trade. Oh, okay, we'll take the free rook there, and would you look at that? That's going to be enough. G to the G. Mercico. Our opponent resigned with 0.1. At that point, you have to respect it. Like that's hard to do. That's hard to do. We have one more game before we tap into the 800 ELO bracket, and I feel like somehow the games today have been fairly non-problematic. In fact, I think I was almost cooked in that last game, but our opponent just hung a piece, right? Can't make this up. As long as you're not hanging pieces and you're taking what your opponent's offering you, good things are going to happen. And would you look at that? We still had a ton of blunders in this game as well. Thank you, Suyin, for the kick. Risa. Also, Buddy Etienne. 21 from Suyin, and also Etienne for 22. Boys have been around for a while. Appreciate that. Habits resubs. Can we get one more for 8? Can we get 8? Do I hear an 8? Let's play E4. That was a remarkable move right off the bat. I'm just going to play normally here. I'm not going to bite. Okay, let's take the center, right? This is what we've been learning. What the heck is this? I mean, it's so hanging, I don't even know how to take it. Give me that. Bishop needs to move. It can't go here, so I guess here. There we go. That's a nice trade. And that's a nice castle. Nice. Hold on a second. Yep. Okay, we have a trade. We have a free piece. Obviously, we want to keep taking everything. All right. I guess we just stick to the habits. H3, right? Stick to the habits. Rook in the middle. This bishop needs to move. It can't go here, right? It can't go here. So, I mean, I guess we could go to our new favorite square, bishop g5, but what's it doing there? It's not hitting anything. So I'm just going to go here, right? Keep it nice and controlled. And of course, we have the queen to follow. All right, bring that rook into the middle. We have the snorkel. Rooks are in. Okay, queen to e7. We're kind of hitting all the habits buttons here. How about a4? The greatest RPM the world has ever seen. The greatest RPM the world has ever seen. a4 in this position. Wow. Just wow. Okay. Pawn goes up. Well, we're going to stick with our RPMs here. Rook goes over to g6. All right. Big moment here. He's hitting us with everything he's got. You have to respect it. How do we handle a move like rook g6? Well, naturally, rook g6, red dot. We got to move. Where the heck are we going to go? The usual. Oh. Oh. Well, think I might continue suffering here. I can't think of a move. Yeah, can't think of anything. Guess we're just going to hit him with the RPMs, I guess. Hit him with the RPMs. Rook takes f2. Naturally. Naturally had to try. So if we can't take this free piece, surely we can take this one. I mean, for some reason, just not possible. So we will take this free piece. Okay, here we go. I think we take with the rook, you know, maybe to double. I could see that being good. Okay, the pawn is pushed forward, which means our bishop has a decision. Just gotta squint at it. No, it doesn't look right. Doesn't feel right. So, we gotta make this move. A trade I will gladly take. And you know, I think at this point, just gotta hit him with the RPMs. Let's go. What else? What else? Okay, I suppose we kind of exhaust the RPMs here with this one. King got to move. I mean, it is kind of, it's not really the end game, right? Because like I don't have a queen, but he does. So I'm not I'm not sure what the rules are. I'm not sure what the rules are. I love you, level 2. I love you, level 2 habits. That's a tic-tac if I've ever seen one. Oh, and just a complete and utter destruction of the guy. KO if I've ever seen one. Oh. The discovered attack. Discovered check? Not quite. Discovered attack? Absolutely. If you did what we talked about and went and drilled your custom tactics, you would have encountered probably almost this exact position. Your responsibility as you enter level 2 in habits is to know your tactics. It doesn't just mean, oh, you can play them now. Congrats. Go do it. Go do what? You don't know what they are. You got to go practice them. You got to learn them. Very important. You're not just going to find forks because you won't know where the common ones are. You got to go do like 200 fork tactics for you to really understand common themes, patterns. You're like, oh, okay. You know, very often the king and the rook kind of get forked on this square, etc., etc. Very often a discovered check, discovered attack happens on that square. You're going to get used to that when you start looking at that tactic. Let's go. We are at 800. Beautiful.